This meeting is being recorded. We still got to make fun of her. I think. I wish you could change what she says, like to add variety. Like, seriously,
I wish we could
you're
change
the
it
best.
like an Australian accent.
Yeah, like, oh, change the accent. That would be.
Oi! This meeting's
Oi,
being
mate.
recorded, eh?
It's being recorded on the Barbie. Put it right on
I
there.
wish you could just be the Aussie man.
All right.
All right,
All set.
here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.
Mark.
1, 2, 3, Mark. We miss you, Mark.
Mark.
R.I.P.
In
no
memoriam.
longer here with
this,
us
This
today.
episode is in memoriam. Marcus Allen Boucher.
Yes, you were a great guy and recorded a lot of podcasts. You did some streaming. You gave me a love for music and La Coretta.
Have you had La Coretta yet?
Legends. No, but I love it. It tastes like it's, I can taste it.
Watch him build it all the way up, and then you finally get there, and it's like, eh.
It's like Taco Bell's cousin. It's like, oh, what happened? Mark, I trusted you. You were the chosen one. I trusted you.
I'm supposed to be the chosen one. Are we doing it? Is this the show?
We haven't started yet.
That's it. Well, no, don't start again. That's good bloopers. Just save it. Bloopers.
You said we haven't started yet.
Hands are off. It's your show.
It's my show? Okay, welcome
I'm
to
outta
the
here.
Lucas Ham Swisher Show. All right. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 147 of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your 4 hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
I like how video games just come up with new names, new words. Like
It's amazing.
Returnal. Like that's not even a word.
I mean, it can be.
Can it? You
Sure.
just add AL to anything.
Give it a couple years, people use it in a sentence, and it could be wind up in the Urban Dictionary, and then eventually it would get drafted into the official dictionary, whatever that's called. Is it still called Webster's? Is that the official one? Or is it
Merriam?
Merriam's dictionary?
Webster's?
Like, how long does it have to be in the Urban Dictionary before it
Is
becomes
it
How
like-
long
an
has it been
official
since
word?
anybody's looked at a dictionary?
Ooh, that's a good question.
How
I
about that?
Googled dictionary stuff.
Fact check.
Like synonyms.
It doesn't count. I mean, the
antonyms.
book.
Yeah. It's
book
Wikipedia
itself.
now.
My father-in-law a few years ago bought a Portuguese language dictionary. It literally weighs as much as a refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I
Does
mean,
it
I
come
can-
with a dolly
Yeah.
to carry it?
No, you actually have to supply your own.
Now, if it's
That's how old school it is.
Is it as
'cause
big as a refrigerator?
No, it just weighs as much, so it's super dense. Like all
Oh,
those
okay.
words, put
Does it
into
does it open up like this, or does it have to open up like this?
What?
it opens up like this.
Like if
I
it's
don't
tall,
know.
like
what
how do
is
you
it?
like?
I don't even know what you're doing with your hands.
you know, what'd be awesome is it was like like the what is it at World's End, the Pirates of the Caribbean movie where they bring out like the pirate code rule book and it's this
Oh,
massive
yeah.
dirty book. I feel like that's what all dictionaries look like now.
That's pretty much it. That's about all the use they get.
Yeah.
That man enlightening us to the ways of the Caribbean on my left and Patrick's right. He is the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back. Ronnie Johantis.
I forgot we were doing the introductions.
I know, right?
So it's
That
really
was a
off the rails
long
already.
one.
Just got into it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then the final member of the GMG Quadfecta, he's got music in his heart, Apex Legends on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomago, and is currently hanging out with his mom and family in New Hampshire. So he's only here in spirit, Marc Boucher.
Rest in peace.
It's gonna
Sorry, my
confuse
dog
people.
is like bobbing and weaving around my computer stand. And she just tonight discovered the cords to my computer. And I'm really nervous. She's going to be like, I should chew on that.
He's just
I'm
gonna
a
be gone
puppy.
1 second.
Yeah, I'm just all of a sudden it's just going to disappear. That would be fantastic.
Nope. No. We can't
Nah,
run
not
this
gonna
shit
happen.
without you. Sorry. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Partly because I made the Zoom meeting room, and if I leave, we all leave. So you're right.
Fantastic.
You need me tonight.
Yes.
All right. With that, Ronnie, you were missing last week. We missed you very much, and so now you have some catching up to do. Was that last week, or was that?
I hate when
No,
it's like
wait.
a 2-week update for me because I feel like I do nothing generally. So when I have to give an update, it's like
Hold
2
up.
weeks. Like I feel like I had to bring the pain.
I think Patrick, you were missing last week. Who was missing last week?
No, Ronnie
I
was. It was the E3 episode
Ronnie
last
was
week.
missing.
Yeah.
Pat was the week
That's
before.
right. So I was right. I doubted myself for a second, but thank you. Continue on, Ronnie.
Although I'm
Yeah,
not sure
2
I could have
weeks.
added a lot of content to E3 anyways.
I mean,
No,
Lucas
you
didn't
couldn't.
either. Lucas was
I
listening.
didn't either. I just made up stuff.
I don't know. So the last 2 weeks, 2 full weeks. Honestly, I haven't done anything really crazy or outside of the ordinary. I got stuck working a little bit later, a couple of days. So I took this past Thursday and Friday off, and then today and tomorrow I'm off as well.
Nice.
It's kind of like a,
It's a 6-day weekend, right?
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I haven't been like off work for like a week in a long time, it feels like. So just kind of a recouping, sometimes it's just a drag and you just need like some time off just to kind of regather yourself. It's kind of been that for me.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of video games.
There you
I've
go.
been back into Arc. I think I told you guys that Genesis 2 came out probably a month or two ago, and I've been playing a lot of that. It's really fun. I actually think I like it probably more than any other Arc map, which surprised me. However, I found that the structure of it, there's actually missions that you have to do basically to complete the game rather than just do whatever you want and then beat the boss at the end. So I've been playing with Eric, Bangleman 09. And normally when we both do missions together, we do okay. Because the missions are set up where you really should be going in with other people. Honestly, when you go in and try to like complete a mission by yourself, like a lot of the missions are 5-player max. So if you go in by yourself, I don't know if it really changes the difficulty of that. So they're really hard to complete on yourself. It's a game where it's really not set up for you to go at it alone.
Gotcha.
So that part is frustrating for sure. And one thing that I dislike about it is it gives you a brief overview of the mission, like what your ultimate goal is to like, I don't know, recircuit the motherboard to stop something or whatever, whatever that mission thing is. But what it doesn't tell you is it basically says you can have 5-player max and 0 tames, or it says you can have 1 mounted tame, which means you can take in a dino with you. But it really doesn't tell you in the mission whether you're going to be using like your own ammo and stuff, because some of the missions it puts you in, it doesn't allow you to use your own weapons and stuff. And it doesn't really tell you. So it's a really frustrating thing. Like from, going into it, it's like I have to play this 2 or 3 times before I really know what I need. Even if I make it past the first part, like then I'll die at the second part. Then, okay, I need to have this. So I make it through the second part. Then at the third part, I'm like, crap, I don't know. I don't have what I need here. So then I have to go back through again. And like, there's nothing more frustrating than have to play the same mission like 3 or 4 times in a row. So like, for me, I'm like, man, like if they just tell me like, use your own ammunition, like, okay, I will stockpile up on my way in so that I do not
Load
run
it
out.
up.
But you don't really know that. So
I love how unrealistic games are with ammo and everything else.
Man, it's outrageous. It's like one of the missions that's really cool is you go in. It's called like Survive the Ark, and it basically just puts you into like an arena where they send a bunch of wave after wave at you. But in the arena, there's like little stations you can go to and like buy a gun with the points you've earned from like the last wave or whatever. But again, you don't use your own weapons, and they don't really tell you that. So yeah, you gotta have to figure it out as you go. When you're just like standing there with just your bare fists and a whole wave of dinosaurs is coming after you, like you kind of figure out, I need to go find something. And the first thing you can always buy is like a crappy bow and arrow. Like you get that many points to start with. So you just have to make it past like the first wave.
I mean, your fists, those are the only real guns you need, right?
Yeah. I mean, in that game, it's pretty rough. Like I
Put it
could
up.
tell you a
Punch
couple
him in
other
the
weapons
eye.
I'd rather have against dinosaurs than my fists.
Isn't that
And
what you
it's
do? Like you do with the shark? You just punch it in the eye, and then
yeah.
it runs away.
Sometimes it doesn't phase the T-Rexes for longer than I don't know half
That's
a
a good
second.
call. Yeah, good call.
Then they eat you alive.
Hmm.
But I've been playing that game. It's really fun. Actually, Elizabeth got back into it too, so she's been playing it up since they released the new one. And I've been playing a lot of Rocket League again, actually.
Nice.
My buddy Justin got into it for the first time and started playing. So he's actually like
that's
kind of
right.
getting up and going. And yeah, it's been really fun. It's Rocket League comes in waves, you know? Like sometimes you just like, man, I really want to play some Rocket League, and you'll play that for a few days and then you just take a little break from it or whatever. But we've been playing that a lot. He's gotten a lot better, actually. I think he started from a point where most people I think he started better, I feel like, than a lot of like people who just start out.
Mhm.
So he's getting better. I like to, we just play casual games. Like I don't play anything ranked. Like I don't want my rank, like dragging his rank up or whatever. We've been playing casual, and I do like playing when Eric is there because he's good.
He's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He is.
He helps
is good.
drag you up, right?
It's a lot more fun when you don't have to worry about losing at all. Because like I don't know how you guys are about this, and I've like kind of had a revelation, I guess, these past couple weeks. Like I get on these volleyball teams too, where I'm like, oh, this will just be a fun league, We'll just have drinks and laugh and fun. And I don't have fun when I lose. Like I don't know what it is. Like that never went away, but it's hard just to have fun if I'm losing. Like it's just a competitive thing, and
Yeah.
it's just not as fun. Like I don't have fun when I lose under really any circumstances.
I don't think anybody really has fun, but you do have to learn to, get the loser face, where you do the little clap and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a good
Yeah,
try. Good
I've
effort.
Throw the controller behind the curtain.
Like
Like,
I've been,
son of
I've
a
been,
gun.
No.
I've been working on that, but like when I'm physically playing volleyball, like I physically look like I'm angry. There's like I
Right.
can't get rid of it. And no, I feel like some people are just like, oh, like everybody did great, like like it was fun, like those were
We tried our
fun. It's like
best.
what's not fun is losing under any circumstances.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we've been playing.
Teaching my son to have that gracious loser face, not easy.
Yeah,
So,
I don't.
My
It
son's
just
right
doesn't
there with
feel
you,
right.
Ronnie.
It doesn't feel right to you,
Yeah.
when you lose. Like, but yeah, I'm working on that. Apparently, haven't gotten old enough to where I'm just like okay with losing, which I'm hoping that comes along soon. My
Any day
body
now.
is like breaking down in a way like, well, we're gonna lose now.
We don't have a choice.
We're already spent, So, trying to get better at losing, but for me, it's still not. Even if we're playing in like a lower league of volleyball, like if I don't play good or they start beating us, and like I'll get mad, and like then we'll start winning again, and it's like, man, why does this have to happen? And it's more time. It's so much more tiring to play like aggressively. So, but yeah, I really over the past couple weeks, I've just been kind of gaming, playing volleyball, trying to get better at losing because apparently that's going to start happening now that I'm older.
Mhm.
And yeah, I watched a few movies. One of the movies I saw that I haven't seen since I was a little kid or a younger kid, I guess, is American Outlaws.
Okay.
It's the one with it's about Jesse James, and Colin Farrell is the lead actor.
Hmm.
And it has actually a couple of
Colin
like
Farrell.
yeah,
Gosh.
yeah, it has a
Haven't seen that
couple
one
of
in a long time.
a couple of people. Toby Keith is in it. He plays his brother. Actually, he's actually an actor in a few
He's a
movies.
music singer, right?
Yeah. He's not an awesome actor. Like I understand why he was in that movie.
Colin Farrell and Toby Keith as brothers?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
look anything alike. They also have what is his name? Scott? Is it Can or Con?
Con.
He's in that movie. And he has two other brothers, which in the movie they don't even
His other brothers are The Rock and Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
Makes
the other
sense to
actors'
me.
names are, but yep, they don't look anything like him. Like not even close. So that has nothing to do with anything, I guess, then. And what I learned is back in the Wild West. Well, it really wasn't even the Wild West. This was like post-Civil War. But yeah, apparently nobody looked alike back then. So that's what I learned.
Mhm.
But honestly, I love
go.
that
That's what you
movie so
learned.
much. Even though like the acting in the movie is crap, like it's just fun. It's like a
Yeah.
fun movie to watch.
Mhm.
I also watched The Big Lebowski.
Oh yes,
Dude.
Good choice.
So
dude.
there's so many things about that movie that I like, and I realize there's also a ton that I do not like about it. First of all, there's really no point to the whole movie. There's just nothing. There's really no story. Like it's just this guy that just gets in a bad situation. That's pretty much it. And he's the most relaxed guy ever.
Well, I mean, the character and the story
Yeah,
are intertwined, so it makes sense why
doesn't have to
this
be a
is
plot.
like just there. Whatever.
No, it's just cool. He's just the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I would go by the dude for sure. That's an awesome nickname.
Mhm.
He's like, I'm the
It is.
dude, the Duderino. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for me, honestly.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think anything else really happened.
Cool.
Mhm.
Patrick, how about you, my friend?
Speaking of movies that don't make any sense,
Oh, did you tell me you saw Fast and Furious
I
9?
saw Fast 9.
Me too.
You did? No way.
Mini spoiler cast time.
It's the one where they're
Mini
flying
spoiler
like.
cast.
I mean, I saw some previews. I don't know
All-
if it's the one you guys saw,
all
but it's
the-
ridiculous.
They give away all the secrets in the trailers.
There's no extra
all of them,
secrets.
All of them.
They had revelations in the movie where I'm like,
Can we
already knew
just
this.
stop with the Fast and the Furious movies already?
No,
Never.
Gosh.
no,
Love
no
it.
way.
It's the
They're
best.
awful.
Actually, you know what? Now that they've gone to space, I mean, what else is there? I know there was an article
Don't say
a
that.
month or two ago
Don't say that.
where they're like, hey, Universal Studios owns the Jurassic Park franchise and the Fast and the Furious franchise.
They're going to the
And
island.
They're like,
Bring it together.
The director of the Fast and Furious, I think it was like Jeremy Lin or something like that. I can't remember what his name is, but he's like,
The basketball player.
yeah, so I don't know. It can't be Jim.
Linsanity?
It can't be him. But he's a jack of all trades.
This guy's a Swiss Army knife.
But he said in an interview they asked him about if there was going to be a crossover between Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious. He's like, nothing is out of the realm of possibility. So
No, man.
who
It's
knows?
Time travel. Time travel. That's the thing after space that you do is time travel.
I think they should
So-
just go to the Jurassic Park island, and waiting there is like just Chris Pratt, like with a machine gun, you know? Like, let's do some more of that.
Yeah, but this Fast and the Furious 9 movie, man, it's so ridiculous. Like, I mean, that's why I watch it is because of the ridiculousness. And there are so many points in this movie where it is beyond the laws of physics, beyond the laws of anything. And that's why I like it. And they just blow
Amen,
past
brother.
it. Like, you know what? We're not going to explain what happened. Just enjoy it for
They
what
embrace it more than
Yes.
ever in this movie, thanks to Roman.
So
They embrace it, and I loved it.
There's like 10, 12 points in this movie where I'm like, you know, like there's a lot of it where I'm just like, yeah, that's never going to happen. But there's some points where you're like, yeah, right. And so I gave the yeah, right moment look to my buddy Chris. And when I looked over, he was giving me the same look, which made me laugh even harder because he's just like, you know, that like side eye, like, no, that's not going to happen. You can't do that and just get up without a bruise, without a scrape. And even it's funny. There's a point where Roman's like, he thinks they're superheroes or they're invincible and they cannot die. And it's just like so like on the nose,
Self-aware.
Yes,
perfect.
it's so good. I enjoyed it. There was obviously it's not gonna win awards. You know, the acting is so terrible in this movie. John Cena doesn't really do that good. Vin Diesel's never really done any good, but he's still in it.
You talk about
Patrick.
a cast of characters that aren't good actors, though.
Patrick, I want to say right now this statement. That the
Yes.
Academy Award winner in this movie is the man who plays Dominic Toretto when he's younger. Was that not the best portrayal of Dominic Toretto when he's younger? The flashbacks? I thought he did.
He looked more like a young Rock than a young Vin Diesel.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he
he
looked just
did.
like a young Vin Diesel.
No.
He did-
Honestly, though, how hard
he
could it be
did
to play a
amazing.
young Dominic Toretto?
I want to
Like,
see you
it's
do it
Vin
right
Diesel's
now. Shave
character.
your head.
All you need to do is
Shave your
wear
head and
cut
wear a
off
cross
shirts.
necklace.
Yes.
I mean-
Exactly. It's not hard. But they
But
did a
wasn't
lot
it-
of what?
Oh no,
Hey,
I was just gonna
dude.
say you talked about the T-shirt. Wasn't it hilarious every time they were in like their I don't know, like everybody was in their gear with their guns and their vests, and then Dominic
He's
was
got the
always in a
sleeves cut
white
off.
T-shirt, and that's it. That's all he needs. White t-shirt and khakis or jeans. Which one's it gonna be?
One of the scenes, it's absolutely ridiculous scene, and it's in the trailers. It's where they're gonna drive across a bridge, and the bridge is no longer there. So Dom is driving towards this corner of the bridge that is no longer there, and there's a wire that is still connected, and he drives
Yeah,
straight
and he
towards
saw
it,
it,
and
and
it
he knew it
hooks
would
onto
connect.
his wheel, hooks on around it, and he just gets whiplashed or just like
It
launched,
whips. Yeah,
just whips it all the way across the canyon and goes all the way across and lands. And through all this, they land, which is absolutely ridiculous how this all worked. And I looked at Chris at this, and he looks at me. He's like, "They weren't even wearing seatbelts,
no,
and they were and they were just sitting there like just
Well,
bouncing around.
yeah,
That's
yep.
all they're doing. No seatbelts.
Mm.
Have you ever not worn a seatbelt and you hit a pothole? You're like going crazy.
Yeah, you're in the dash.
Yeah, it's like you hit your head up top on the roof. But yeah, I loved the movie. Absolutely loved it.
True that.
I would probably give it a, compared to all the rest of the Fast and Furious movies, it's up there as the most ridiculous. I'll probably give it
Easily.
an 8 out of 10. Cross
Agreed.
necklaces. Yeah.
100%. I give it the same thing.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. We got to give it something else besides not just cross necklaces, but we might as well just give it car shuttles, right? Or space.
I can't even watch it.
space
I'm pretty sure I
cars. 8 out of
missed
10
five
space
in front
cars.
of it.
Oh, 8 out of 10 super duper. Magnets. This is already like, I don't know, like the ability they had to use the magnets and just look at something, and that's what got sucked towards the magnet was incredible. I was just like, you have magic powers. How do you do this?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And
It's so good. It's so good. We could do
I
a spoiler
could,
cast on this.
I mean, really.
We could
But
go for an hour.
It was
I will
fun.
not be there.
It was really.
We know.
It was
We won't
really
make
fun.
you. We won't make you sit through it. It was really good though.
I did see another movie this past week. Not as good as Fast and Furious 9. It's called The Page Master. So someone was talking about it on the Discord. I think it was
that was B
Caleb?
Mountain Nerds.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Mr. Exclamation Mark himself.
I was like, Macaulay Culkin's in it. Okay, I don't remember this movie at all. So I turn it on, and for about 10 minutes, it's real life, and then all of a sudden he gets sucked into a cartoon world, and I was like, I don't like cartoons like this.
Surprise.
So, but it was bad.
It was bad. Sorry, Caleb.
Three
Your
out of 10.
childhood ruined.
3 out of 10.
3 out
Well,
of
it might
10.
be the
No,
lowest
no.
score on this show.
No,
Ouch.
it caught the attention of my kids. They watched the entire thing. They
Both
sat
of them
still
did?
and they
Claire
watched
and Clark.
they watched it. So
They sat
it's
still. Clark
I
didn't
would
spit on his knees.
bump it up to a 6 out of 10 because the kids were able to sit
There you
through
go.
it.
It was worth it.
But no, I don't recommend it. Don't go back and watch it. This past weekend I went camping, and you know how
roughing it.
much I love camping. A woohoo, yay. But the campsite that we went to, it had a whole bunch of activities for the kids. They made like leather bracelets with their names like etched into it. Like I guess that indented name into the leather, which was really cool that they made that. They did some sort of junior Lewis and Clark expedition, because Lewis and Clark had made their way through this state park back in like the 1800s, 1808 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they also had a pool there, which was nice to, because it's super hot. It was really hot. We had like a fire for like 10 minutes so we could make s'mores, and that was about it because no one wanted to be next to the fire.
It's ridiculously hot.
95 degrees out. But they also had a bison farm, bison like retreat area where they're
A retreat for bison.
I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
well,
They got to get away from the mean people
And
hunting them.
wolves.
Yeah, but they like back in April, apparently they had like 4 new baby bison. So it was really cool. We were like inches away from these bison, and
Cool.
they were like, have you ever been in a car where the bass was so loud it was hard to breathe? Like that's how loud these growls were from these bison. It was intense.
They're massive too.
They were huge.
They are.
So that was cool. Yeah, I mean, camping was fine. I mean, if I had to rate it, I'm gonna rate my camping trip. I rated a 6 out of 10.
That's for somebody who doesn't like camping.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
I mean, what's that mean?
That's
6
an
out
pretty
of
good.
10?
okay. Okay.
So you took 4 points off for the bacon getting
camping.
lost.
For
the
Or because
bacon-
it's camping.
for
because
the
it's
bacon
camping.
getting ruined. That's why you
insert
gave it a
Jim
6 out of 10.
Gaffigan clip right here.
Yeah, because you lost the bacon, right?
Oh yeah, 5 out of 10. That's right. Never mind.
Yeah, notch it down.
Yeah,
5
we
out
were
of 10.
making bacon, and then a huge gust of wind came in and took the plate of bacon and flew across the big table and onto the gravel. Total loss. Absolute total loss.
You couldn't rinse it off and like just
I
do
probably
a
would have
little
still eaten
touch-up
it.
fry.
There was gravel in
No,
there.
I mean, like, yeah, grease all over that bacon, and just like that gravel is just like straight in there. So the next morning, we make the second pack of bacon, and we have one piece left. And I went to go grab it, and Claire was like, I want it. And I was like, okay, you can have it. So she has one bite, and then she's like, you can have the rest of it. And as she goes to give it to me, the piece breaks off, and the rest of the bacon of that piece falls in the gravel.
Rage mode.
4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for this trip. This is
I'm
ridiculous.
so glad I brought up the bacon. Wow.
So yeah,
It's
but
barely better than that movie.
oof, I'd rather watch the movie.
For sure.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10 camping.
But so that was life front. On the gaming front, big news first. Big news.
Okay,
So
big
last
news.
week
Big.
I told Lucas I'd get him a PS5, and the PS5s apparently are hard to get.
That's what
I've
we
heard
hear.
that.
That's what the word on the street is.
That is a
That's-
word on the street.
But I told him last week I was gonna get him a PS5,
You did.
and I got him a PS5.
He came through.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it on Wednesday. I get it on Wednesday, and it's shipped to me. It's
You
in
were
my
like-
house right
you were like,
now.
Nostradamus, you said, prediction, I am getting you a PS5 on Wednesday. And then like I get a text at whatever time with a picture ordered. And I'm like, what the crap just happened? How? You have magic hands like
The internet.
like Grogu.
Yeah,
the internet happened.
The internet. All you
And
need
yet-
to do
okay,
is
but
have
how
a
many
finger to
people-
click.
How many people can't figure out the internet? There are people who have been trying for months, nay, almost a year to get this thing.
Idiots. That's what I say. Idiots.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
I mean,
can't
like,
say I'm an idiot. I didn't really try that hard. I was like, Patrick, you're really good at this. Please do this for me. And you did it. I was like,
I mean,
I know.
yeah, all you gotta do is ask.
yeah.
I can't do this all the time.
Where
can't
did you
do
get
it all
them
the time.
from? Where'd you get it from?
It is need to know basis. and-
Classified.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Redacted.
It's redacted.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and then because Eric's been looking for a PS5, and he's like, "What if you just give it to me, and then I'll just buy Lucas one from now until he gets here?" So I was
He-
like, "You gotta
he-
ask him that."
He wrote me.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Oh, Lucas, Eric.
Eric.
He's funny. I was like, well, so it's just me sitting in my closet, just collecting dust.
That's right.
What you're
Waiting for
saying
me.
is that Eric is an idiot.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
working on it for 8 months.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now he's trying to cherry pick.
Yeah, I know he is.
He is trying to cherry pick it.
I went onto eBay today. I was like, you know what? I wonder how much they're going for. And like, there is this one seller that has sold like 97 PS5s. And I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Dang.
97 PS5s. Guess how much he is selling them for?
1,000.
$1,100. Ridiculous.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
So he's made what? 10,000?
Now,
Is
so
that how that works?
it
No,
was-
97 for
So you're gonna
11.
start selling PS5s?
no
Dang.
way. Gaming's too important. I'm not gonna be doing that.
Wait,
maybe
that's like almost
maybe I'll flip it.
100,000, right?
Maybe I'll flip it and be like, Lucas, here's $500. You're welcome.
Wait, what?
I think
I
you
don't
would rather have the PS5.
Yeah,
You wanted the PS5? Okay.
I didn't have you go
didn't
hunting
wanna-
just to give me money.
It wasn't a mountain. Get out of here.
Get out of here with that talk. It's
Um,
crazy talk.
Yeah. So got the PS5. Speaking of PS5, playing this game called Returnal this past
Right
week.
there.
It is a rogue-like, not a rogue-lite, from what I understand.
That is
Because
correct.
I
It
know
is a rogue like.
there was a debate on what
Hey,
roguelite and
I'm the rogue police.
roguelike
You ask me.
means.
Yes.
I did not know, because these are the types of games that are not for me. Like Dead Cells, I get it, but it's not for me.
Roguelite.
That's roguelite.
That's roguelite. There's
See,
progression.
I don't know what any of this means.
It doesn't. It means it. So
It means nothing.
Lucas,
No permadeath.
give us the rundown of what each one of those means.
So there is like a number of like factors and characteristics, but I'm just going to give the easy version of how to tell the difference between a like and a light. So a roguelike is straight up like Enter the Gungeon. You play a game, you can unlock things, but it gives you no like progression in terms of your character build, the amount of life you have, the amount of this X amount. You try over and over and over again. There's no getting to the second or third level, usually, not always. But with the like, it's more like the original Rogue game that came out many moons ago, where it's just like there's permadeath. You don't like your character dies and you start completely over from scratch and you just do it again. That's roguelike. Roguelite with a T is like Rogue. You can die and then you start over the level, but there's usually some level of progression in terms of growing your character, having more life, getting more powerful. And so a game like Dead Cells, you do things to then, at least with your weapons, they're more powerful the more you play. And so you improve the whatever it's called, the blacksmith and all this stuff. So there's some kind of progression there. Yeah. So that's the major part of it. There are other factors that go into it, but it's a lot of minutia that we don't need to really crawl through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks for that.
yep. There you
So
go.
playing Returnal, it's rogue-like, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, and these types of games aren't for me, but the third-person shooter is my kind of genre.
It is.
And it kind of like puts them together. So I decided to gamefly it and try it out. And from what I've gathered of reading reviews and what people say, that this is a very difficult game, and you have to you're going to die. That's just an expectation,
Right.
is you're going to die. So I go through my first run was what they call it. The run before you die and have to start all over. I get to the boss and I die, and I'm like, this is like 45 minutes in, die, go all the way back to the beginning. I'm like, this. And then when I started over, I'm like, this is why I don't like these games. So I was like, you know what, I gameflied this and just rented it. I'm not invested in this, and so I'm just gonna try to see if I can get to the first boss and beat him. So I go to the first boss and I beat him, and on my second run I'm like, okay, I kind of understand this. I get through this. So there's 6 biomes, I guess, like 6 different levels.
Yeah.
Beat
6 areas.
Yeah, areas. I beat the first area, first biome, get to the second one, and I beat that one on my first try. So I'm all the way to the third biome. And then so I get to the third biome and all new enemies are populating. I don't know what their mannerisms are and how they attack and all that stuff. So I died immediately. And with this Returnal, which is nice, is once you unlock a biome, you can fast travel there. There's certain points within the first area where you can go and fast travel to either the second biome or the third biome. So fast travel back to the third biome, died immediately. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should just go around the first area, get some gear, try to level up a little bit, get to the third biome, and I die again. So I'm like, you know what, I'll probably not play this anymore. So last night I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give this one more shot. And it's like 2 a.m. I just finished playing Apex with Justin. I'm like, I'm probably gonna die. I'm gonna send this back tomorrow, which is Monday, and just send it back. An hour and 45 minutes later, I beat the third biome and I get to the fourth biome. And I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Sinking its
I've gotten
teeth
halfway
in.
through. I'm gonna have to finish it. And what's weird is I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but once you get to the fourth biome, you don't have to go through the first, second, or third biomes again. So
Right.
it's like it just starts there. I guess it's like a halfway point. So when that happened, I was like, oh, sweet. I don't have to do the first three biomes again. Then I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
So working on the fourth biome right now. Hopefully by the next week, time we record, I'll finish it. But I'm not sure because Apex, the new um, event, is coming out this week where it's bringing back the original maps.
Mhm.
So I'll probably play a ton of that. On the last gaming update is MLB The Show, my last and final Road to the Show update. So I
This is it.
am, unlike, I'm in my mid 40s. I signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I took them to the playoffs, won a World
Woohoo!
Series
Go
with them,
Bucks.
and then I turned 47 and I try out for the Washington Nationals and I take them to the playoffs and I win a World Series there. And then go to the off season and no team wants to sign me because of my age. Because I'm
Mm.
47 years old,
Old man.
28 years in the league, and they forced me to retire. Like they
Wow.
never gave me the option just to retire, just to hang up my cleats. They when it's throughout the whole game, there's like a podcast that plays, but depending on how you do, it will talk about my home runs or how many strikeouts I've been doing or how if I'm in a slump or if I'm on a streak. You know, there's different podcasts. There was no podcast when I retired. There was no celebration. There was two options: to look at my stats or end mode. That's all it was.
That's
Man.
it.
It was
Wow.
like anticlimactic.
Totally
Probably
anticlimactic.
because nobody ever gets there.
I
They didn't
guess
bother wasting time on it.
so, but it was a fun time. I ended up with like out of my 28 years, I think I had 17 World Series championships.
That sounds realistic.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
it does.
Pretty good. So
Yeah, that's
Not
pretty
too
good.
shabby.
so yeah, I'm putting that game down for now, and
Mhm.
we'll work on Returnal and Apex. So yeah, that's about it for me this
There
week.
you go.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That is kind of a bummer that
yeah.
after all that investment and all that time, I mean, you got, lots of pennants. You had a great experience. You pretty much took over the league. The least they could do was put you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they
You know?
said I was I was headed to the Hall of Fame. There was no Hall of Fame induction. There was nothing.
That would have been
Just
pretty cool if they'd have went like 20 years down the road. Like you get inducted
Yeah.
like as an old man. That would have been kind of cool.
And you
yeah,
could like
I
choose
already looked
your,
like an old man. I gave myself a huge white beard.
yeah, that'd be so cool if you could like, I don't know, press buttons to choose your speech. Like, and it's kind of like, Quantic Dream games where you choose like an emotion and then your character says like what they're feeling. And if you want to go a bitter route and just be like, you know what, the Reds suck, and just, go with that. Or if you want to be nice and be like, I want to thank everyone and thank my mom, you know, that would have been cool to do that. So MLB The Show designers, uh, developers, if you're listening right now, do that please for next year.
Yeah,
MLB The Show 2022.
yeah. Do a podcast. Do like a highlight reel. Do have Chris Berman on there
There you
talking
go.
about do something.
Yeah,
Just something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so my life, my week this past week was pretty good. Still, I'm spinning lots of plates, whether ministry and things are really gearing up in the US, I think, with the change in, the lowering of restrictions and people just like, pretty much throwing their masks in the garbage or burning them or being done with that or getting vaccinated and all that jazz. Um, the activity on the US front with churches and in communication with me in Brazil has been like ticking up and up. So it's as they would say, as the kids say, business is booming and keeping me busy just in time because I don't already have a million things going on. It's like kicking into high gear. the pandemic is not over in Brazil. We still have so many people not vaccinated. I'm pretty sure they maybe have gotten into the age group of the 50s, I think, with the vaccine. Like it is at a snail's pace here in
Yeah.
Brazil. So
Jeez.
update, Mindy got her first
She's
shot.
50?
No, sorry. I did not time that well at all. Thanks a lot, Patrick. I appreciate you making that connection. No, if you are what's deemed, I guess, necessary or
Yeah.
important,
Mm-hmm.
like nurses and doctors and teachers. Before, I think I had mentioned on the show it was 47 and above for teachers. Random, I know.
Yeah.
Uh, and then a few weeks ago, they decided that it's 18 and above. Like every teacher needs to have the opportunity. So Mindy did get the first of um, two vaccines that I can't remember which one. Which one's that one? AstraZeneca, is
Ooh,
that
no.
right?
Pfizer and Moderna are the ones that we were getting.
Yeah, we don't
What is
we don't
this
got those.
space
Yeah, it's
vaccine
like
you're
a
getting?
space one. Yeah, they
The
grew it in
black market
space.
shot.
They grew the vaccine in space and then they bring it back down and then they inject it in it. And it's really like putting an alien baby inside of you, probably. I'm not gonna get that one. Mindy got it.
Yes.
I didn't like it.
Like,
Didn't smell right.
Didn't smell
No,
right.
but yeah, she got vaccinated and I think she had like actually a few hours after she got it, she was like, my arm's losing feeling. I'm like, that's not good. That's not natural. But then the next day she was like, it's just sore and nothing crazy happened. But yeah, she's supposed to get her second dose in September, which I think is a really long
that
gap.
is a long
Like
time.
it's like your first one's now in June. See you in September for your second
We'll
dose.
see
It's
you in
like,
20 years
so
for your next one.
is it effective right now, or is it just kind of like it'll mainly you'll be all right. You'll be fine. You'll be able to
Maybe the
walk it
second one
off.
hasn't been invented yet. Trying to
Maybe
give
they're still
themselves some
working on it.
room.
We're still working on approval for the second one, but by September we should have it. It'll be
I will
fine.
have it.
Yeah, it'll be good. So yeah. So she's been doing that, but it's really just been we've mostly been staying at home, which I have plenty to do at home besides ministry work. Also, of course, hanging out with family because since they're on school break right now for winter, since we're in the southern hemisphere. And then just hanging out with the kids, hanging out with the wife. The in-laws are still here. We're still hanging out, having some fun, doing different things around the house. They're working on a garden, which I'm like totally not interested in. I am not a garden man, just like you are not a camping man, Patrick.
Yeah.
They start talking about garden stuff, and I'm like, I'm fine with going to the grocery store and just picking up fruits and vegetables. Uh, we do have a papaya tree that I do like to go on the roof of our garage and get a broom and kind of knock them down, and my kids catch them with blankets, and then we eat them for breakfast the next day. It makes me feel really cool, but that's it. Like that was already there. To have me like have to put the seed in the ground, you know, do some kind of compost or fertilizer, water it every day.
He's got a poop out there.
It's never going to happen.
I could just imagine that scene of you with the broom on your roof, just knocking them at the tree.
It's just
Buddy,
like a pinata.
it was
And
pretty much like a pinata.
Your
I got
kids are
videos and pictures.
moving around like
Yes. Actually, I kid you not, within probably an inch of my daughter's head, a papaya almost just knocked her out. Like
Almost cleaned her clock.
it was a big cleaner clock. Because like
dude,
with the papaya,
took your daughter to the woodshed.
the papaya would have taken my daughter to the woodshed for sure. I think that one just missed her head and then slammed to the ground and got cracked. And it definitely got bruised a little bit, but it was a big one. So we were able to eat at least half of it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of gardening. I mean, I love the produce, but I don't have a green thumb. I have a black thumb and things die when I touch them.
I'm the
Thankfully,
same
that
way.
doesn't.
Elizabeth grows a lot of things also. She's
Yeah.
super excited about it. Like she just goes and spends time. Like I don't like insects at all. Like I'm pretty much
Ooh,
scared
yeah.
of everything.
And those
so
are always involved in a garden.
oh man, like snakes and stuff. Like just the worst of everything is out
Critters. Yep.
Yeah.
Critters in general. No good. So yeah, they've been working on that and hoping my daughter has a green thumb because my wife Mindy also has a black thumb. Like we just between the two of us, it's like probably gonna die. I think once a flower I got for her, an orchid, it lasted for 3 months and I felt like a champion, like I had conquered the world and got a Nobel Peace Prize for it. I didn't, and it died, and I was like, well,
3
At least
months
I
pretty
tried.
good though. You deserve
Yeah,
you
3
do deserve
months.
some kind of award for that.
I know. I agree. I agree.
Trophy or something.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, besides that, I finally made some progress in dog training and modifying kind of the conditions of how, Rayla sleeps at night. Because before she was sleeping on the floor next to my side of the bed. And that got sometimes really annoying. As I told you guys, I think last week, right? And I think I said that she started sleeping in a spare bathroom that we have down like next to the laundry room. It's the perfect size. We put a little bed there for her. She has chew toys. She usually, just spends like a short part of the night there, and then I get her the next day. And that's opened up the mornings to kind of be a little lower key. I've been able to game with Chris a little bit, playing Diablo 3. I think we're going to start getting into Borderlands in the coming weeks. So we're excited about doing that. I don't know if you guys have.
Borderlands
I know,
1?
No, we're skipping that one.
Oh, okay.
Borderlands 1's a little drab and kind of boring. Like, because once you get to Borderlands 2, like that's where it gets super funny and colorful, and the guns are amazing, and it's just a fun overall experience, especially when you're playing with friends.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that probably. Besides that, I've just been playing Dead Cells still. Nothing really crazy. Just working my way back up to 5 BC. I'm at 4 BC currently. And yeah, it's been going well. Besides that, actually, the rest of my updates have to do with my personal random topic. So I think we should just jump into it, which is, what our topic is for all of us, because we all have a topic and they're all random.
Let's jump into our topic of our topics.
A topic of topics. That's what it is. That's today's topic. A topic of topics of randomness in life. Cue the music if it hasn't gone already. And if it has, great. I hope you enjoyed that song.
Hopefully that's all left in as well.
Yes, it will be.
Usually is.
That's right, folks. We are doing our randomness topics. We all brought something to discuss. I don't have any idea if what my discussions actually been talked about before. I feel like it has, but I don't care, because on the real life front, I had an amazing 24 hours from Sunday to Monday, and I need to talk about it and share it with you guys. So are you ready to hear about this?
Okay.
The past 24 hours?
I'm so ready.
I can tell. Looking at you, I can see the readiness in your eyes. Yeah, so my topic revolves around just being surprised when people surprise you. And I think, Patrick, you alluded to this already when you surprised me, even though it wasn't really a surprise, because you've been able to get whatever consoles you want, like as if you have a genie in your pocket. You're like, you know what? I want this. And the
Don't give
genie's
away
like,
the
okay.
secrets.
I know.
Honestly,
right?
we need to know
That's
these
easy.
secrets. We need to have a show about it. I feel like this is the most interesting thing that I've heard. Like, I need to hear the black market route that you're getting this stuff.
All right.
We need to know about it.
We will do that off air.
Okay.
Off air.
Off air sounds good.
This is on air? This is considered on air?
Yeah, we're on air. We're on
Okay.
air. The
All
lady told us at the beginning, you are being recorded,
Mm.
bloke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so you bloke. But yeah, so Patrick getting me the PS5, a nice surprise. Patrick really surprised me just because it was so quick and painless, at least on my end. Maybe it was painful for him, I don't know. But the other big surprise that I had was just having a 24-hour packed getaway with my wife. Like, we just left. We ditched her
You just
parents.
ditched the kids.
We ditched the kids.
Just left them.
We ditched
Here's
the
some
dog.
pizza money. Figure it
See
out.
ya. Suckers. No, it was
Here's
awesome.
a pizza. You can eat it tonight and have it tomorrow.
And what surprised me is that we were able to accomplish so much. And it was just like, I didn't want to come home. Like, that was the opposite of Patrick's experience with camping, where he was like, I just want to be on my couch playing Apex right now. Why am I here in the nature losing the bacon? I had the opposite
Right.
experience.
You are in my head.
Right now. You were dropping bacon and you were just like, I could be playing video games right now.
I was trying to purposely drop the bacon to be so mad that I just wanted to drive home.
We're leaving
I'm
now.
going home right now. We're done. We're done here. But yeah, so we planned a weekend or a weekend. It was just an overnight stay, and we went to a place called Green Mountain. It's actually in Portuguese called Monte Verde, but it when translated it means Green Mountain. Now, we haven't had a lot of rain lately, so the mountain is not actually green. It's more of a brownish green tinted mountain. But when I drove on it, I felt like I was in West Virginia. I don't know if you guys have driven
Oh,
through West Virginia, driven through hills where
yeah.
like you turn and you're like pretty much going the opposite direction that you had just been going moments before. And it was fun. It was very nostalgic. We got away. We didn't rent. We just stayed at a little chalet. It had a fireplace, had a jacuzzi tub. It had hot water, like a water tank. It was awesome. We don't have that here in our homes.
You don't have hot water?
Whoa.
No. So
How have
not
we
sure
never
if
talked about this?
have I not shared this on, yeah, so surprise. We don't have
Surprise.
hot water tanks here. We have shower heads, and inside the shower head is a coil, and
Oh,
that
that's right.
coil
You
is
did
connected
talk
to the
about this.
electricity. And when you
That
turn
seems
on the
dangerous.
water, it's very dangerous, and you have to run a third wire. So two wires go into the hesistencia, into the
Man,
coil.
I wouldn't be able to handle this.
A third wire goes into like right in over
They've
the under
invented
the
the water
water.
heater. They've
I know
invented it.
people have had trouble getting them installed for whatever reason here.
They're
But there's a
sticking
third
with the
wire, which
chopsticks.
is a ground. Yeah. Yep, that's what we do here. But they have a ground that stops the electricity from flowing through the stream of water coming down upon you. So
I'm killing you guys every time.
exactly.
Got it.
And I've definitely felt a few charges in my history of taking showers in Brazil. It's
That
pretty
sounds
crazy.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
dangerous.
It
Like,
is. Have
jeez
you ever
Louise.
heard of the toaster in the bathtub? That sounds like what you do every day.
You guys are just
Hey man, there's something
on the
about
verge of being
that rush
electrocuted.
of just risking your life every day you take a shower. It's fun.
That will get you up. You will be
Really
ready to
does.
roll after that shower. Well, I survived another day.
But man, being in Brazil and having hot water just flow out and it's not going to shock you is a magical feeling. It's magical. Like if we filled up the bathtub, like we filled up the jacuzzi,
Unreal.
the next morning I took a shower and it was just like, oh, the freedom. And it was like flowing full force. It was great. I didn't want to leave. The
Everybody
only
in Brazil's an electrician. I didn't realize that either.
I don't think they are.
that's the scary thing is none
How
of
many
them.
people are just
No.
electrocuted to death?
There
in the
are
morning?
electricians, but it's very different here. But
They just grew
yeah,
up like,
and
all right, son, you're gonna be an electrician. I don't know anything about it.
The electrician's also the mechanic and the
yeah,
librarian.
exactly. And this town that we went to, Green Mountain Town, it's pretty much called Monte Verde. It's the town and the name of the mountain. They're known for
Their
just
hot
kind of
water.
being no, they're not known for that. They're known for being like a getaway. It's like
Nice.
you get yourself
Almost like a
sh-
Gatlinburg type
a
thing.
chalet. Yeah, exactly. Like
I
get
gotcha.
away, get on your own. And that now one negative thing about the place is that whatever the temperature is in your neck of the woods, take off 20 to 25 degrees, and it's that much colder. So
I would
like
love that right now.
well, okay, it's nice when you have insulation and you have heating units in your, like, of course they had hot water, but that's the only hot part about the room. Like there's no insulation, there's no heater. There was a fireplace, so I did get to make a
Like a
fire
log cabin or
in the
something.
fireplace. It was pretty much like a log cabin. It
Hmm.
didn't look like it, but it felt like it. And yeah, so it's known for being a getaway. It is cold, but we had a fireplace, and then they're also known for fondue. I don't know if you guys have done
Yeah,
fondue,
that's
but
fancy.
it was fancy and it was so good. Like you take raw steak and you put it on a little poker
Skewer.
put it in hot oil, and it cooks it like in 30-45 seconds. Then you bring it
Mhm.
out and put some sauce on it, or eat it just as is, put a little salt on it.
Mm.
You guys had like a
Uh,
honeymoon, basically.
Oh, it was like a overnight honeymoon. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Spring break, woohoo!
Woo.
Yeah, so we did the full thing, like with the steak. We did the cheese one. It's got just whatever
The
vegetables,
cheese
bread,
fountain.
tater tots. It's just like a big vat of cheese, and it's just bubbling, and you just dip things in it.
Does
think to
somebody
make
bring
it-
this to you? Because
yeah.
I picture you guys being like by yourselves in a chalet. Like there's also like a servant that comes with this place that brings you stuff.
he's like snapping like garçon.
This guy's taking forever.
Alfred, please bring us the fondue. No, we went to a restaurant for the fondue. In the fondue, there was chocolate fondue also. And it was, let me tell you. My
Did you have to
favorite
keep all
one.
that from the kids?
We talked about that on the way home. Was like, should we tell them? Oh, we totally rubbed it in their faces. We were like, yeah, we did this and we did
You
that.
guys should have been there.
Yeah.
It's too bad you
And
weren't. How's that pizza?
Yeah, how was that cracker pizza like that you made like using the, like when you get the frozen pizza? They didn't do that, but we've done that before actually. We've bought them frozen pizza and been like, okay, bye, we're going on a date. Enjoy. But the chocolate fondue was amazing. We had fruit with it. There was other stuff. My favorite one was actually they had just chocolate wafers and then you dip it in the chocolate, so it's like double the chocolate. It was amazing. Like I'll never eat a chocolate wafer the same again. I recommend it. Just find some melted chocolate somewhere, dip it in. But the surprise came actually on the way, in the midst of this whole trip. Mindy said, "You know what we need to do after we do this getaway? On the way home, we need to stop by and go to the movies." And that's when we saw Fast and Furious. And that's where the surprise came, because I was like, why did I not think we need to pack as much into this 24 hours as humanly possible?
And she had the idea to see
She had
Fast
the
and
idea.
Furious?
Yeah. And I was like, this is why I love you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be a different surprise, to be honest.
I fell in love with her all over again.
We spent a honeymoon night, and you wouldn't believe the surprise after that. That's what I thought was coming.
F9.
Don't go there, my friend. The factory is closed. We're not talking about that. None of that talk. It is shut down. Yeah, so we went and saw, and that was like another one of the surprises was that. So I say all that to say, who has surprised you lately? What has surprised you lately? Can you think of any good surprises in your life over the past weeks, months, years?
I wouldn't say anything lately. The thing that came to mind when you were talking about surprises was actually like when I initially asked Elizabeth out. I was very surprised that she said yes. I was willing to try way harder.
You were surprised she said yes.
I really was.
She'd be like, nah.
I thought I was going to have to work for it, honestly. Like, I thought I was going to work harder. She just said yes. And I was like, okay. Like, I didn't have anything else after that because I was expecting, really the way it went down is I asked her to play volleyball with me on Friday nights. And that was the first where I expected the no, I can't. And I would have been like, okay, well, how about dinner? Because that's really what I wanted.
Right. It was just the lead in.
She's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. I'll play. And I'm like, oh, okay. Awesome. Like, see you there then. Like, I didn't have anything prepared for a yes, really. And then when we were there, I was having a few people over it was on a Friday night volleyball, and I was having a few people over on Saturday. And I told myself going into Friday night, I'm not going to invite her. That's going to seem like maybe coming on a little too strong. Well, we always have drinks when we play volleyball. And one thing led to another with the drinks. And of course I then asked, I was like, hey, I'm having people over my house. And she's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. I'll be there. I'm like, whoa.
Where's this going? We need to talk. Where is this going?
I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, I was totally taken by surprise. And then she came over, had a great time. And I think the next day I asked her out to dinner the following Tuesday, because obviously I'm good at waiting. And she said yes. I was like, wow.
You were fully expecting her to say no. I'd be like, I understand. Wait, what'd you say?
Now, after I met you, you're kind of a piece of garbage. I'd be like, I know, but I mean, you want to give me a chance?
Yeah. You get to know me.
Yeah.
It's different.
But it was surprising getting the yes, because like everything was just a yes. I was like, okay, this is weird. I mean, I feel like you expect, to have to work a little bit. Yeah. And I didn't.
Yeah.
There you
go. For me, so I love the Marvel MCU. I love everything about it. I've watched them all the way through. I've rewatched them. These new like Loki and WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series on Disney Plus. I mean, just like I can't get enough. I love all the characters.
True that.
I love that world. I would just watch random Marvel movies just to like Iron Man. I like Iron Man the most. The original one, the one pretty much that started it all. I've seen that probably the most I've of all the MCUs, but they are so fun to watch. I know I love the superhero. I love that everything is connected. Like that's one of the craziest things with MCU is how
I
connected
agree.
it is.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really cool how they bring stuff together. And that's what I like about like a lot of different things when they bring stuff into the same universe. Like, oh, that's part of the same universe. That's pretty neat. And then they start making stuff that's more like that. So last week, I don't know if I had mentioned it on the podcast, but Claire was just like nonchalantly asked if I wanted to watch the MCU with her. She's like, "Hey, can we start can we watch the Marvel movies together?" And that took me by surprise because I did not think she was into those movies or that world by any means. And she wants to start and watch all the movies and the TV shows with
Nice.
me.
Very
And I'm
cool.
like, yes.
Pretty awesome.
When do we start? So we haven't started yet. We're gonna watch the Divergent series first. We're gonna watch that, and then after that, we're gonna start the MCU. But that
Cool.
took me by surprise. I was like I watch them because I like them, and I'll watch them by myself. But if I can enjoy it with someone else, that just makes it that much better. Even more so, it's my daughter asking me. I'm like, yeah, that's something that we can do together. So that took me totally by surprise.
That's pretty sweet. How long
Yeah.
did you cry?
Nice.
Days. I'm still crying.
So beautiful.
So happy, so proud.
Yeah, man. When we watched Fast and Furious today, they had that MCU, I don't know, almost like a MCU and review dedication thing where Stan Lee is like talking about how everything's connected, and they kind of like touch on, I think they posted it on Twitter and social media, like where the first half of it's like a review of the past 10 years, and then
Yeah.
it like looks ahead and gives like the dates for what's coming up. Like
Right.
by the end, Mindy and I were like, "Oh my gosh,
And
we need to watch this again."
it's
Like
really
already,
cool with like the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out. They're like
yeah,
bringing in like characters from like
right.
another
The other
universe,
Spider-Man games
the other
or
spider
movies.
the other Spider-Man movies, which is really cool. Like they're going to be doing like I think in the Flash they're going to be bringing back older Batmans like the Michael Keaton Batman and things like that. Like I love how they're like, you know what? Everyone loves how things are connected. Let's just do that. And
Yeah,
it's really cool that that's coming up.
Oh, that for me, like in the Marvel, like in the MCU, it's like just any movie with like pretty much any bit of crossover with other characters, like is just fantastic. Like just how they actually mesh them together.
yeah,
The one that always gets me is I think it's in Civil War where he goes and meets like Spider-Man for the first time. Like Tony Stark just shows up at his house
Yeah.
and like talks to him, and like that, it's just awesome. I actually watched Thor Ragnarok yesterday. Also,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a good one.
anytime one of those is on, like I have to stop on it.
just gotta watch it
Yep.
for sure. Yeah, so that's it. Just surprises. So I'm sure we have more, but you joiners out there, share us your own surprises. Who has surprised you? What has surprised you in life? And yeah, we'd love to hear about it. So, who wants to do a topic next? Ready, set, go.
I'll go.
All right.
So so I went camping this past weekend. I don't know if I told you about it. Can't remember because
I
it's
heard
been
something about bacon.
You
It
better
was
tell us again.
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
give us the Wikipedia
it was a 3 out
summary.
of 10. So I don't like camping. Like I
Went from
enjoy
6 to 3.
air conditioning. I have my own bed. I have a refrigerator, a shower. You know, it's just like it's really nice to be able to not have to be outside in 95-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
I am always reluctant to go to to go to camping. There's even
Everything's
time.
so much more gross when you're camping.
It's like yeah, you can either be gross and not shower for 2 days, or feel even grosser and take a shower at the campground. It's like you got to be like,
That
all right,
is
you got to wear
true.
flip-flops, you got to maybe even wear your swimsuit because it's just gross in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they don't I feel like they don't clean the bathrooms but once a generation. It's gross in there.
That sounds
I
about
actually
right.
went to a campsite recently that had the cleanest bathrooms like I had ever seen. Like it was unbelievable. They were the nicest bathrooms ever.
What campsite was this?
It's like let me think how it's like
Why am I even
KOA and
asking? Because
it's
I
in
don't care.
Lebanon. It's in Lebanon. But they were fantastic. Like
Oh,
I was so
Lebanon.
surprised by that.
right. I hope I never go there.
Because most of them look like a portalette with a shower head.
Yeah, it's like they have that curtain that's like not the width of the
Correct.
One
shower.
side showing or a little bit on both sides.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, well, then why do I even have this curtain? What's the point of this? So I'm always reluctant to go. I mean, I had a good time. I mean, this was one of the better camping sites that we've been to.
3 out of 10.
But yeah,
Remind
but
the
it was,
folks.
but
One of the better
remember,
ones. 3 out of 10.
I'm a hard grader in with camping. There was like the one, I think we were together for, it was our 1 year anniversary, and Mel and I went to a place called Mammoth Caves. And this place is in like southern Kentucky, I think, like 4 hours away from us. And there's these huge caves, like caves where you go in, there's like, like 1 foot wide staircases that you have to walk down
They're
to get
awesome.
to. And
Actually, they're
it
really
was
cool.
it was awesome. Like
They are
that,
cool.
like going there and being in a cave, and the only way you can see in this cave is to have a flashlight. Otherwise you can't see anything.
You can't see right in front of your face. It's so dark. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's really cool. And those are the type of camping things that I like to go to, like where it's like
It's a
somewhere
cool
to
cave
go.
that's not hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it's
We
nice
sleep
and
in here?
cool. Yeah. What do you have your sleeping bag for? Oh, we can't camp in here?
Oh, it's way cooler in here.
Yeah. So like I'm always reluctant to go camping. Like I don't go camping all the time. Like I'll let Mel loves camping. She'll go with the kids even without me. Like I'll stay home, which is like what I want to do. Like, yeah, I'll be in my house by myself, be a bachelor. It's fantastic. There's also times where she has a lot of family get-togethers, and I'm reluctant to go to some of those. I'm like, you know what? I go to 35 a year. I'm okay to miss one, you know? So there's always things that I'm reluctant to go to, you know, like it's like you have built it up in your head and it's not really that bad once you go. But I'm always reluctant. Is there things in your daily lives or that your wife wants you to do, or your kids that want you to do, or whatever that you want to do or that you're reluctant to do, that you've been asked to go to or do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a few things.
Are you
I can think
asking
of.
us to share those experiences? Is that what's
Yes.
happening?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm pretty much reluctant to do anything that honestly, like, honestly, that goes outside of the house. Like things that are like she likes to hike and stuff like that, and I'm okay with it for like a short range, but I'm not a long range hiker. Like I'm pretty sure I wasn't built for that. But pretty much anything that involves me going outside, getting completely drenched in sweat, I try to avoid, which is every single thing that has me like that I leave from the house. Volleyball is like the one exception. I just heard that I think her and a couple of other friends, like from my group, are planning like a potential kayaking trip. And like, I'm not sure how many times you guys have been kayaking in your life, like down a river. It's okay sometimes, but I'm going to lay something on you that maybe you wouldn't have thought about.
I've gone canoeing in rivers. I don't think I've gone kayaking.
Well, the kayaking is actually better because you don't have to support the dead weight of others.
Right.
You're in your own individual one. Yeah.
True.
Um,
Now,
but
don't you inevitably like put yourself under at least once when you kayak? I feel like
I
that's
pretty much, I feel like I go under at least once every time.
yeah, yeah. I
Just
remember
the
that
whole
much.
tip over, you got to gather all your things. Like, it's just, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The part that's bad is, and you guys have definitely probably not thought of this, but when the water's not that high, you know how sometimes you skid over some rocks? Not everybody's kayak skids over those rocks. And what I mean by that is people that are larger like me, yep,
You get stuck.
you get stuck. And I'm talking about the worst experience ever is having to get out in the middle of these little rapids on all these rocks, pretty much barefoot or flip flops. I don't have any of those like water shoes. They'd be perfect for this though. Um, but yeah, I got to a point. The last time I went kayaking was like a year and a half ago with a couple of friends. Elizabeth actually was not there. She worked that day. And I don't know why. I don't know why I went. I still don't know. But the water was really low, and there were multiple spots where I was like, yeah, it's just not going to happen. It's just not, no way. Like everybody weighs 100 pounds less than me. Of course, they're going to go right over the top. So I literally was like at the point where I was sweating. There was miles left to go. I would get out and I would just shove my kayak down the river. Like, no, I'll get it. I'll get it whenever I get to it. Like that's the point. People were trying to like take my kayak. They're like, I got it. I got it. I'm like, just let it go. Just let it go. It'll be fine. The problem is there's no getting out. You can't just say, I'm done. Just have the chopper come pick me up. Nope. You've agreed to this 8 grueling miles in the dead heat. So pretty much anytime anybody wants to do something like that, I'm 100% like, no. Is there going to be a pool like that I can just like float in without doing work? Like, because I'll do that if it's hot out.
Oh yeah, give me a lazy river.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Outdoor like events though, where you're just going to be outside all day. Like, whew, man, I just can't handle it. I just can't do it. Camping is one of those.
There's times where the family wants to go for a walk after I get home from work. Sometimes sometimes I go, I'm like, yeah, I need to stretch my legs, but sometimes I'm just like, no, I don't want to go outside. It's 95 degrees.
There's not a high probability of
it's
fun.
disgusting. It's like, well, the entire family is going. My mom and dad are going. The neighbors are going. You're the only one that's not going. It's like, all right, I guess I'll go.
Tell them I'm hurt.
Mel, there was one time I was like, I thought you weren't coming. I was like, well, everyone else is going. I guess I gotta go.
Omo.
Can't talk about maybe behind your back
Yep.
now.
Yeah. So reluctance. I definitely have that with home repair, with fixing stuff. I am not a Mr. Fix It. I did not grow up with any kind of teaching guidance. My dad worked, 10 hour days every day. I never saw him do anything. I found out later on in life that he actually knew some stuff, and I was like, thanks.
Thanks for passing it down.
Because once I got to college, that's when I actually started to learn stuff through Mindy's dad, my father-in-law, my now father-in-law. And I quickly realized that my lack of tutelage growing up put me at a severe disadvantage, not just in my skills of using a hammer or a saw, things that maybe were, because he had started using that stuff at a young age that are quite natural. For me, they are not. If anybody's going to do something the hard way, I'm raising my hand right now, it's going to be me. And of course, we live in a day where there's YouTube, and people have told me a number of times, hey man, just look on YouTube. And I'm like, I don't want to. They do it in last week. Last week, I tried to take the advice, and we had a broken shower head. And
Sounds
my
like a
father-
repair and a half now that I know about it.
Yeah, now that you know about it. But my father-in-law was like, hey, you know what? I looked it up. This price is only $20. We can order it and we can rewire it, put it in, and I have a video. It's really easy. And I'm like,
Yeah, right. Those videos, some of
don't
those videos,
believe
like
you.
this video is 45 minutes long. You know how many times you have to pause that as you're
Oh
going
my
through?
gosh.
Like this 45-minute video is now 6 days.
That's a 6-hour repair.
And that's my experience with whether it's with myself or with, my father-in-law or someone else. Anytime someone says this will only take you an hour, multiply it by 10. because that is reality. It never takes.
I started
short
on this
amount of time.
last year. I'm almost done.
I mean,
To your credit, though, we did not grow up like their generation grew up.
no, we didn't. They were forced into. I mean, he told me that when he was a boy,
They
that
were
his
like building
father,
houses when they were 6 years old.
pretty much. It's like yeah, pretty much when he was old enough, his dad gave him a hammer, nails, and wood, and was like, "Build your room."
Here's a shotgun. Here's a shotgun. Go set up your own house.
Exactly. Until then, you're living on the streets. You're living in a tree.
You have to
You're
kill your
hunting
own food now.
food. Exactly. You're not allowed to go grocery shopping with us to get meat until you can kill your own meat. That's how it worked for them. For us, it wasn't that. We grew up with Walmart.
It
We
was
grew
like
up
Sparta
with,
for them.
yeah, it was, I
Cast
mean,
out.
it's a Wild West, and we just didn't have that experience. But like we got the part, and we brought up the video. We took the shower head off, which was its own issue, like figuring out, since this isn't
Everything's a
my
problem. Nothing
house.
ever works like the video.
No, because then he goes, well, which so there's two breaker boxes to cut out the power for stuff. And there's an upstairs one, there's a downstairs one. So he goes and he's like, which one is the one for the shower head? And I'm like, I don't know. The owner of the house told me like the first or second day. And did he mark anything? Did I mark anything? No. Did I remember what he said?
Hey, this is a
Definitely
45B.
not.
You're going to need to know that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. So we just start flicking stuff, and I'm like, well, the last time we worked on it, he was able to work on the shower head and leave the lights on in the bathroom. So we're like, okay, we'll leave the lights on, but we'll turn off this one, which we think is the shower head.
That's
And I'm like,
dangerous. That
I
is
don't know.
dangerous.
Maybe I should get a
Dangerous.
flashlight. He's like, you know what? My shoes are here. I'm
Maybe I
not
should get a
grounded.
flashlight.
I'm wearing, I'm standing on a ladder that's, all of it's covered and it's got rubber parts and stuff. It's going to be fine. And I'm like, I don't know, but okay. And so he gets the thing open and he clips it. And I like close my eyes, like cover my eyes, like this is not going to end well. I was ready to run outside and just turn off all the electricity to the house.
Just to be safe, just unplug everything.
Yeah, just unplug it all. But we get it off and we put it on the table. We bring up the video and the guy's like, okay, step one, use your flathead screwdriver to pop out this, that, and the other. We take this flathead screwdriver and go to pop the first part. It does nothing. Like it won't open. And it took this guy in this video literally 10 seconds to pop it apart. It took us 30 minutes to pop it apart. I was like, what?
Step
This
one.
is not good. Not good. Step one, 10 seconds equals 30 minutes. This is a 15-minute
Yep.
video.
Mm-hmm.
We get it open. We hold the part in our hand. We look inside, two completely different parts. Apparently, there are different models to this shower head, but they do not give you any model information. So at this point, I am done. And I'm like, nope, we're not. I just no, we're not doing this. So I say all that to say we didn't do anything with the shower head. We did not fix it. And I am ready to call a professional, someone who knows what they're doing to just get it done. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so
I
that's
know
me.
exactly
That's-
what you mean. Like, I don't even want to paint, let
No.
alone do that
It's going
garbage.
to take me weeks to do it as well as like a professional can do it in
Yeah.
a day.
15-minute
So,
video, weeks.
Yeah, I'm always reluctant to do housework. I'm like, is there a professional that does this? Let's call him and put it in the budget. If I have to skip a meal, if I have to skip a few meals in order to pay this guy to do this work,
Yeah.
worth it.
100%.
I will drink enough water to feel full and be done with this job. So that's where I'm really reluctant. I'm just not good at it. It's not that I'm lazy and I don't want to make an effort
Yeah.
or anything. It's because it doesn't come naturally, and I don't have the time. I don't have the passion, or I don't care. There are people out there that they it's their livelihood to do this stuff. So why can't I just pay them to do it instead of forcing myself to learn something I'm going to forget a week later?
My livelihood is to enjoy the stuff that someone else fixes or creates.
Exactly.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Lucas, because like basically all of us has been like all of us as like homeowners, like the point where you have your own place and the first thing goes wrong, you're like, crap, this is all on me. Like,
Yeah.
And like I remember when I moved into my house, it's like, oh man, this is really on me. I can't even call like the apartment people.
Yeah,
Like
there's no
this
landlord.
is bad. This is a red alert. One of the things I had to do like in the last 2 years, you want to talk about the worst job ever, is I have this Samsung refrigerator. And now it's not like one of the new ones with a flat screen or whatever. Like I bought it with the house in 2012. So it's pretty much a regular refrigerator. But it like completely stopped working. So my first thought was, well, we need a new refrigerator. Obviously, this one's broken. So that's what you do is replace them. And I looked online, which was the biggest mistake ever. And I found out that the particular brand and model of refrigerator that I have, there's actually a couple models included, they freeze up the fan. Ice builds up, and the fan then can't spin to cool the rest of the refrigerator. I was like, okay, so what do I got to do to fix this? So I look up the video. This video was over an hour long
Oh man,
of what this guy did.
a-
But it was the
that's a red
best one that I
flag for
found
sure.
because I watched a couple of them. It was the best one I found, the most in-depth one. But this was literally an all-day job for me. Like from the time I woke up to like the time I went to bed. I don't know if it was finished by then, but
Oof.
I had to get everything out of the refrigerator. Like, which is the worst job ever. Like, if you guys go and look in your refrigerators right now, all that stuff you have in there has to come out. Like, it's the worst. So then you're like, I gotta pack some, I gotta get some coolers, like to keep some of this stuff cool. Like, and I literally had to take off like the back panel of this refrigerator, which has all these little hidden screws and stuff. Mine wasn't the exact model this guy had, which is, happens every single time.
Of course.
And yeah, basically anytime I have to do anything like that, it's just me just yelling profanities the whole time. Like I'm mad, I'm sweaty, I'm saying some of the worst things that human beings can even say. And yeah, it's just the worst. I was like, oh man, I would have like, we should have just spent $2,000 to get a new refrigerator. Like this would, I won't even, like you said, I won't eat. Like I'll last 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure, with what we got here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
I'm
eat green
hearing you.
beans, like whatever it is. I'll eat canned goods
eat
for
it
2
straight out of
weeks,
a
like
can.
just so I don't have to do this ever again.
Yep.
But I'm sitting on a time bomb because it happens, and it's going to happen again eventually.
Yeah, and you're a homeowner, like you said. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
That's one of the joys of. I mean, that's why not just living in another country, but why I'm reluctant to be a homeowner again, because I remember that feeling.
Just all on your
that
back,
just
man.
awful feeling. Like in my, I don't know about you guys, but there's always someone in your family who's really good at finding the issues. Like my father-in-law can find any imperfection in a house. He's like, well, we got to fix it. And I'm like, do we? It's not really bothering me.
I walk by it every day. I don't even notice
I'm
it.
okay with it. It's mediocrity is a joy to live with. Like it's just like good. It's like why does this
This gives this house
why
character.
does this why do you have to flick the switch 3 times to turn the light on? I'm like, I don't know. I like it. It adds character to the house. Flick it 3 times, the light
Nah, you
stays
just
on.
you gotta fiddle with the motherboard here. Just
Yeah. And then he'll be like, "No, we need to fix it." 3 days later, it's now 2 switch flips to make it work.
that's all.
It's like,
That's all you did was get into 2 switches.
what did we do? What did we accomplish here? And see, we should have just left it.
There's little things
Mediocrity.
too that like, so like right now going down to my basement, our laundry's in our basement, and the main light right on the stairwell is out, and literally it's just a bulb, but it's been out for like 2 weeks, right? And every single time I go to walk down there, I flip a switch and I'm like, dang it. But then I just keep not fixing it. Like I just keep
just leave
like
it.
even though I'm mad about it, like I still just don't even fix it.
Yeah, man. That's
It's because there's always something like that. There literally is always a
it never
thing.
ends.
It's
So
never ending.
why spend all that time?
It's always something.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
It's a good
Well, that
topic.
was something. That's a good topic. Good talk.
The reluctance.
That's half of our randomness, folks. And as is tradition, as we love to talk about our topics, we're gonna hold off on good old Ronnie's topic, and then invite him and Mark to share their topic.
We get a
next
Marc
week.
topic in too.
Yeah, we got to get him in here. We got to get him on the fun. So that pretty much ends anything right now. We're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna do a little timeout. Of course, housekeeping comes as is tradition as well. where there's towels and pillows and Andy's candies. The stream team, at least 2 of the 3, I think, are still going strong. Marc's been streaming. What has he been streaming? Ratchet and
I don't know
Clank?
if he's streamed anything
Maybe
recently.
not.
I don't
Maybe
know.
he took a break.
Did he?
So, yeah. Actually, it's been kind of a rough week for the stream team because I know that Chris also had he had some things going on in his life that kind of put streaming on the back burner for a little bit. So we maybe had a week off, but we're still going to get back to it, and the stream team will be going. As always, you can find us on Twitter, Discord, and all those nice fun social media places, Facebook. And you can also call us at 929-GMG Guys. It's a great place to leave a voicemail if you want to, or not. Do whatever you want. It's up to you. It's your thing.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. And then finally, we are, of course, leading up to the GMG MAFT 100 list that will be unveiled in, I think, July, is it? Am I remembering right?
We're getting
Maybe?
close.
August? We're getting there. We're
Yeah.
really close. And so, guys, we need to throw some movies out there. I think we definitely need to start with Ronnie, who has 4 movies.
I am
It's
in
a new
debt
record.
seriously here.
You have never had to dish out so many picks for video games before and now movies. 4 is your new record. So congratulations, good sir. Let's hear it. What do you got?
Well, in typical me fashion, I've decided to make the choice easier. So my first 2 movies are going to be John Wick, Chapters 2 and Chapter 3.
Yeah. So now you
Okay.
have the trilogy covered, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they were actually playing those the other day. Like, I think I spent about 6 hours on Saturday watching John Wick, like just on TV with commercials and everything. Like, I even have them and I could have just shortened it, but I didn't. I just watched it through.
Mm-hmm. That's part of
Nice.
the course.
And has anybody said any Hunger Games movies?
No.
Nope.
That's pretty impressive because those movies are, I mean, they're pretty good. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but like,
Yeah, I like them.
I
Books are
actually
good, too.
have Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2 here because I really like the ending of that series.
Okay. Yeah. I will say the movies I think are better than the books. So
I actually listened to the first book and then I watched the movie, and there was a lot. I'm glad I listened to the first book because it gave so much more detail. I think, like,
Mhm.
you know, how that always is. But yeah, the movie like fell a little bit short of that part of that book,
yeah,
at least.
I could see that.
But yeah, man, I still, when those are on, like, I always stop and watch them. Like, I think those movies are fantastic.
Yeah, they are.
Good. Sweet. Patrick, how about you, buddy?
I'm gonna keep on this Fast and the Furious train.
Oh
Mm,
no.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
baby.
Furious 7. That's the one with The Rock, Jason Statham, Kurt Russell,
It's a good
all
one.
the Fast and Furious crew. Paul Walker's last one.
That's when they intro the spy stuff, right?
Yeah.
With the secret organization. That
with
is a
Mr.
good one.
Nobody. Yeah.
Is that what they did? They turned them into spies? That's how they're doing all this now?
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah.
I
But-
can't even
But
do
that
it.
the
It's
ending
awesome.
of Furious 7 is one of the
Oh,
best endings.
One of the best.
In cinema.
Brings a tear to my eye.
So when they
Yeah.
say the Fast and the Furious 7, are they counting like Tokyo Drift as one?
Because
Because Han comes back. Or
they
no?
don't. Yeah, Tokyo Drift is like a side
Hmm.
one. So
okay.
it goes
It's not
like
a main
Fast
one.
and Furious,
So there's more than 9.
Too
Too
Fast, Too
Fast,
Furious,
Too Furious.
Tokyo Drift.
Too
then
Fast,
they
Too
do,
Furious was awful.
Then they do The Fast and The Furious for the third one, and then they
And
do
then
like
Fast and Furious.
Was Too Fast, Too Furious literally the worst one? Because I mean, it was pretty bad.
it is. Yeah, it is the worst one.
Is that the one with
And you don't
Tyrese in
think
it?
I thought Tokyo Drift is the worst one.
I like
Yeah,
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift is like
I really liked it.
a pivotal movie in the
Is it?
entire series. They go back to that movie so
They
many
do.
times.
And I
Dom
feel-
actually shows up at the very end of that, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
he does.
It's not really spoilers, but
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it by now,
yeah.
get a
I
life.
actually, be honest, I need to get a life and watch it because I skipped it because it didn't have the main people in it.
It
And
is
now
actually
They
really
all-
good. I like
they
Tokyo
all
Drift
have
a
the-
lot.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen Tokyo Drift?
I haven't.
Wow.
I'm a
And so
loser.
I think
the
you'll
the
like it.
characters that showed up in Fast
Yeah.
9,
I was just like,
all of the characters, almost all of them, are from Tokyo Drift.
really?
In there.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
So who
Mindy and
showed
I were
up in
talking
Fast
about how we
9?
need to watch it.
The main like cowboy Southern Texas guy or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know him because his name's
Yeah.
Lucas.
He's now
so
like a
I
rocket
like him.
scientist somehow. I have no idea.
He's a rocket scientist. I don't know. That didn't make any sense.
No
but
He's
anyway.
just an idiot hillbilly like in that movie.
Yeah, he's like a redneck kid. Like, hey y'all, what you doing? Let's go Tokyo drifting.
Now he's in rocket scientist. Makes no
Yep.
sense.
Man, the best part of that whole movie, the Tokyo Drift, is that car race right at the beginning through the construction plaza. That's the best thing I've ever even seen in my life.
So good.
At the end of it, they're watching the video or whatever as he jumps and he's in the police station. He's like, "Hey, can I get a copy of that?"
Acting
that
not
movie's
so
good.
good, but the racing was really good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep the Fast and Furious train going, and I
Oh,
wanna
no.
submit Fast 5 in Brazil, the Rio movie.
Now, is that the one where they're dragging that safe?
The safe, yes, where they drag the safe.
I've seen that scene, but I've never watched that whole movie.
Dude, I like that one because it gives me Ocean's 11 vibes. That one,
Mhm.
so I really
Yeah.
like that one.
That's
they have
really when it started to take off
yeah,
and be
agreed.
ridiculous.
Yep, and it was wonderful.
Yep.
I love it. So yeah,
Good
I
one.
love how we have now. All of a sudden, we have 2 Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah,
You never
Mark's
know
gonna
what's
be
going to
so
happen.
excited when he finds out.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
no more fast movies on here. I mean, they're
No,
better. They're
there's
better not
none that
be.
are like
Yeah.
those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Fast 5 and Fast 7.
I like the original Fast and the Furious, honestly.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it's pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah,
but
it is good. It's foundational.
I just assumed they were all bad after watching Too Fast, Too Furious. I was like, well,
No,
this is
That was-
yeah.
that was a low point. Even though that established Roman's character, which he's hungry cuz, and
all I can think of that is,
He's
man, we
comedic
hungry.
relief.
Like,
we
oh,
hungry
jeez.
cuz
He doesn't stop saying that in the rest of the entire
he
series.
doesn't. I'm pretty sure he says it every
always
single
hungry.
movie. I'm hungry
He said it like 6 times in Fast 9.
for sure. For sure.
I mean, that's probably low. I guess
Yep.
this Fast and Furious 9 has gotten me jonesing to replay the Fast and Furious game.
Dude, it was it was pretty much just as ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
Alrighty then, Patrick, Ronnie, and the spirit of Marcus Aurelius Boucher. That's his
really
new middle name. Along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.